Okay, so I think I'm gonna finish this one today. I'm pretty sure I can get it done. What I want to do is I want to clean up the trees, because before I was just doing some sort of random pattern, and since then I've looked at some birches and I think I want to add a bit more distinctive patterns. And they kind of have these disc sort of shapes that kind of cut across the tree, and also around the branches they tend to have these little bit of scooping shapes. Also too, when I was looking at it, I kind of didn't like the sky. When I was comparing it to the one I did before, this one over here, I just like the effect better. So this one I'm going to come back to, and I'm going to make it so that there's less white popping through the branches. So I'm just going to basically have to go in with a lot more brush strokes, and maybe have the sky only appear a little bit along here. So I have my paints ready to go. Let me just adjust this. And what I'll do is, I think it's always better when it's zoomed in. I think it's easier for you guys to check out. Let me see. This is me. So what I'll do is, I'm going to be working mostly on the foliage for the first part. There we go. Bring that even closer. And I'll just try to start on the side where the camera is. Come on. There we go. Okay. And I'm mostly going to be working with the top. So I realized I need to add some. I had all the colors ready for the sky here. So I had a purplish blue and a light blue and white for the sky, and I had 3 types of brown for the trees, but I realized I didn't have anything ready for the main thing I want to do, which is the leaves. So just give me a second while I slap some paint down. There's about 3 different colors that I think go well. There's these 2 oranges. I'll try this yellow, which I already have some, and some red. Maybe I'll try these 2 different reds. There we go. I'm not sure if you notice the difference. There's a very slight difference between those reds. So I've got these 2 beautiful oranges. This yellow, this is technically yellow, even though it looks like orange. And then these 2 reds, and then I'll mix the white with them. So I'm going to start with this brush. Oh, actually, you know what? I have 2 brushes that are very similar. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to start with this smaller one. Put the big one down here. Okay, so let's start covering up the actual tree itself with, am I in the way? No? Good. Let's start covering up with this light orange. And I'm hoping the effect is going to be like, it's just far more leaves and everything. Yeah. I think covering up trees is actually a good idea, because it gives a feeling. Because before they were very stark. I don't know if you noticed how it looked until I was working on it yesterday. The branches, they all had this very strange kind of like similar structure. And I kind of did intentionally to have them all coming out at angles, but because there was no foliage on top, it just looked very artificial. And I don't know why I'm thinking about a 3D printed image, maybe because I've got a friend who's doing that a lot, and I was looking at his Facebook page, but it kind of had this kind of that rigidity, that lifelessness. So hopefully, as I do this, the trees at the top are going to be harder to discern, and you're just going to get a feeling that, yeah, there's trees are behind there. Okay. Thanks, Elsa. Let me just go to my Facebook. Right here, right next to me. This is kind of neat. It's kind of like a Mobius strip of reality. But over here, my Facebook page is the live streaming, so I can see what people say. So when I click on, I gotta click on the comments. There we go. And down there it says, Elsa says, love this. That's very nice, thanks. So I can actually talk to you guys without too much distraction. Wonderful way to start my work morning. You get to surf in the net while at work, eh? Let's just hope you're not like responsible for anyone's life right now and are distracted. I'm talking to Elita. It's kind of nice actually. It's raining outside, so it's kind of good. You probably can't hear it, but I can hear this gentle pattern of raindrops on my skylight, and I've always liked that. What do you hear, Nugget? Who's there? It's my awesome guard dog. What is it? What is it, baby? You're okay. Shh. No barking. Come on. We're just relaxing. Everything's good. Nugget, everything's okay. Shh. Oh, yeah? Sounds more like she has indigestion. That is me. You're okay. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see over here? Maybe. Where does the camera go to? Right about there? Okay. So I'm just going to finish doing this one color. Oops, this camera was moving down slowly, I didn't notice. There we go. Move it in closer. I'm going to look on this side now. Okay, with this orange, I'm going to start blocking. See this tree here? Maybe I'll getting that kind of cramped, but I'll just try this. There we go. So I'm just looking for areas of the trees that could afford to be blocked out a bit, breaking up the straight lines. This is something I teach in video game production when they're, because I don't know if you know, guys know, but I've been making video games for like 25 years, and one of the things that I also teach a post-grad course in video game production, and one of the things I teach them is break up hard lines, because the human eye is so good at picking up edges, and computer graphics tend to be perfect lines, so that's why it looks fake. So I show them you want to go in and you want to try to hide anytime there's a perfect edge, either with a bevel, either like you make it less perfect so it has a bit of a curve to it, or you take bits of something, whatever it could be in that scene, like let's say a garbage bag, and lean it against a wall so they don't see where the wall touches the floor. And in some sense, I'm kind of doing that right now. I'm going through and hey, Cam! Cam's watching. Cam's my brother-in-law. We just spent a week at the cottage. What's up, Cam? That is so crazy. Once in a while my mom pops in here too, which is kind of funny. Sometimes it's nice just to have the contrast of that orange. Oops, I have to come down here. Yes. Okay, wait, which spot did I miss? Did I miss that one? Is that it? Is that it? Yep. Funny fucker. There's no question Cam likes to joke around. Thanks, Colleen. Oh, imagine if they had like voice chat. That would be kind of freaky. Like if everyone could talk to each other at once. That'd be like... There's gotta be something like that. Like, I'm not saying Facebook, for sure it exists out there in all kinds of different software. Playing video games, we used to use software called Roger Wilco. I'm talking like 20 years ago. Just voice chat. I think on Twitch, which is the live streaming network, I don't think they have voice either. I mean, probably because as soon as you have more than a few people, it could go nuts. And it also might be hard to manage all the discussions happening. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, in case you didn't notice, is I'm going with more of this red, simply because I looked at the other paintings a minute ago and I go, you know what, it had a really nice rich reds to it. So I'm as close to the painting as you can get. Like, I don't know if you can see, my face is like right here. So I'm basically really close to it, which is sometimes where you gotta be. And I think, yeah. Am I still showing it? Yeah. After I do this one, I'm going to go to the Birches With Orange number 3 and do the same treatment. I'm going to go back and it's going to look a lot less like a forest fire. It's going to look a lot more like this, which is just, you know, my original intention, which was just sort of birch barks that exist in my memory and in my imagination from the Algonquin Park area. And I know it's not real. Like, I know this is not that realistic by any stretch imagination. And that's okay. Can you still see this? Important to have like some consistency, so I'm gonna make the reds come through. I think this tree needs to be really covered up to some degree. Even this branch. Even up here. I'm gonna make a new orange. I don't know if you can see this. So I'm taking some of this red here and I'm mixing it with this yellow. And I'm just gonna mix it until it's a different hue than the ones I have up here. So that there's texturing, there's like a feeling. It's not all just excuse me, one color. It's variations, subtle variations of color, and I really like that. Maybe if no one else notices it, I think they might have a general kind of impact. So just for fun, let me make a really bright yellow one. And for that, I'm going to take some white, and I'll watch this. There we go. attempting to do here is I'll just make it so. What I'll do is I'll draw some lines too, so it's not always just these boring little dots. What I'll do is I'll take a brush that has a strong I'll take a brush like this one. I don't know if you can see, it's really small, and it's got firmness to it, and I'll just sort of draw across, and I think it stops it from being too much of that boring Syrah repetitive dots. And it's only like if you happen to notice closely, you'll see this kind of like colors being drawn across. So I'm gonna go. Okay, that's the sound my dog makes when she needs to go to the washroom. But here's the dilemma. It's raining outside. And I really don't feel like having to like towel her down, especially when I got my groove painting on. So she'll let me know when she really has to go. Like that yawn sound, that kind of cute. Ooh, that's her saying, I gotta go to the washroom. You know, we're not in panic mode yet, but we're getting close to it. So unfortunately, I might have to cut this short if I have to towel her down because, oh shit, I left my towels outside. Yesterday I took her to the dog park last night, and she found the one dirty spot in the whole park and was just disgustingly covered in mud. Like her whole bottom half was like just mud. So I had 2 towels ready to go, and after I hosed her down in the backyard, I hung up the towels outside and didn't realize it might rain. Okay. Let's just take a look back. Step back. See what we got here. I think what's bothering me is there's still too much white showing through. Still too much white. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kill some white. Part of it has to do with my attempt to do a sky. So I'll remove that. I'll start doing different brush strokes. I'll just start getting a little messy. Like my sound effects are important. Okay, now we're going to start with some nice kind of effects. Not just perfect brush strokes, but other stuff happening. You know. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cover up some of those blue skies that I did yesterday. And I'm going to come back in here with this orange here. And while we lay down some thick ones, boom, bam, boom, nice thick strokes. I'm not being shy at all with the paint. I just ran out. Let me just get some more. I know what the problem is, because the birches, or the trees themselves are still so white at the top. Yeah, so here's where I can make some canopies. I can make it kind of like they're coming down, like they're part of stuff. Hey, hi from Spain. Cool. Hi, Marie from Spain. That is really cool when you think about it. Here I am in Toronto, and someone from Spain logs on to say hi. Spain is one of the few countries in Europe I've never been to, actually. I never got a chance to get to Spain. I've been through most of the other countries. And there's no question one day I will get to Spain. It just hasn't happened yet. Emerald Lagasse, Bob Ross type painting. You know, of course I know Bob Ross, because he's like a meme, right? And I watched him as a kid, but I don't know who Emerald Lagasse is. Sorry. I don't know if that's a painter. Maybe he's that chef that goes bam. That guy? Is that who it is? Okay, I don't know. That is ugly over here. See this? That's ugh. But I will fix it up. I know how I'll fix it up. I'm gonna fix it up when I do the white part of the paintings. Okay, so that brush is going away. That brush is going away. Let's work on the drop the cup down here. I'm gonna work on the white part of the trees now. Oh, the chef, that's the guy. Bam! Yeah, he's hilarious. Okay, let's do some sky. Let's get some, wait. Let's get some sky bits over here. Now I gotta make the sky be the negative space for the leaves. So I'll try to make it look like that. Okay. Wow, it's really coming down now. I read some cool stuff about Bob Ross. I didn't realize this. I always thought he was like some sort of pot-smoking hippie, you know. But it turns out he used to be in the military, and he was a drill sergeant, which is amazingly ironic. So he was the guy who would like scream at you, "Get down, give me 50 more push-ups," or whatever the hell drill sergeants do. And he realized he just wasn't into that kind of way. And I'm actually kind of similar in that I have no, I like quiet, I like gentleness, but I sure as hell am not afraid of confrontation. Like I think it's because I used to be it's my nature. I used to fight a lot. I mean, like in martial arts, and I used to love competing. I used to love being in tournaments and just pushing yourself that way. Or I used to be a bit of a kind of kamikaze extreme sports to some degree before it was extreme sports. I just mean like I'd go skiing down places that would probably, if I thought about it, would have killed me. But now, my true self, I guess myself, not my true self, I'm way, 99% of the time, I'm super mellow and super chill. I think it's because I need more stimulation than normal. I think that's what it is that regular stuff, like going playing tennis and things, it just kind of bores me. Now, if there are flamethrowers involved in tennis, that might be kind of fun. I might play that tennis game. So I am not at all afraid of, I don't know if it's danger is the right word, or definitely not afraid of confrontation. I'm sure I give off that vibe a lot, that I'm super, super easygoing. It's just that I'm really intense, but I'm more quiet about it. I'm not like bragging all the time, because I've been around so many people that are braggarts, and it really turns me off. And no question, when I was young, I was arrogant, and I learned the hard way about arrogance. So I've decided it's better to be silent than arrogant. Anyway, back to Bob Ross. That's pretty cool to know, isn't it? He was a drill sergeant. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, that's kind of nice. That's not bad. Still think I gotta deal with these trees now. Okay, so let me have a sip of coffee. And now I gotta figure out what to do with the trees. Okay. So I think the first thing I have to do. Ooh, damn it, my white's turned pink. Well, let's just see what happens when I do that. That's okay. A little pink. I don't think anyone will notice. It needs to be, what am I trying to say here? I need to do what real birches are. They have more areas of white. Like more steps, yeah, just more stretches of white. So I'm just going to go in here with this pink because I'm too lazy to mix another color, and I just like to experiment. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to break it up a bit. Especially over here, this looks like garbage. And maybe what I'll, should I do that? I don't know. Okay. Now, what happens? Some blue, that's kind of nice. Okay. Now I need to get some pure white, and I need another brush. I have a whole bunch of these little brushes here. Oh, this one's on the floor. It looks pretty good. Oh no, this is the brush, the wonky brush. I gotta toss that one out. Okay. Let me look over here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one. If they're wet, it becomes kind of a nice point. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to some of my darks. Add a little bit of water. I'm a little worried about it might come across too dark, so I'll add a bit of white to it. So I can just see what kind of brown I'm getting. Yeah, it's more like that. Okay. Now birch trees. They kind of have these curves that go across horizontally a lot. Sometimes they just have spots, but I think that'll make them more birch-like. Can you see this? I don't know. Maybe I'll lower the whole thing. Hold on. Just give me a sec. Lower this. There we go. So, here we go. All right. So I'm getting these, where is it? I'm getting these two kinds of browns, and it's kind of this reddish maroon type color. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start using the side of my brush to accentuate some of those horizontal kind of like slashes that you see. Now I'm not going for realism. This is not meant to be, that's exactly how our birch tree should be. This is still, I want to make them like, you know, Josh or Druckmann or whatever you want to call it, birches. But yeah, I'm just doing this because I think I need to. That's all. The other part I haven't resolved is how do I do the bottoms? Like I've seen birch trees that have these vertical kind of lines coming up from the bottom, and they sort of do that. So I've just been playing with that a bit. And I think where this might help a bit too is if I go in here and darken out some of these branches a bit. Go in here and add a bit of those lines, because I don't think I did any of that with up here. Oops, sorry, I can't see this. I'm going up here and I'm adding some of those dark lines to the trees that kind of poke through. And that'll help differentiate them between the sky. The sky is up here is like pure white, but these ones are all going to have all these little markings on them. So I'm kind of giving them their own little birch bark tattoos. I don't want to be too regular because I believe there's a bit more randomness to it. So I'm letting my hands just sort of like flop around a bit. Maybe you need some dark right here. I noticed they kind of also have these upside down sort of triangles. Like, where can I do one? I'll do one over here. What is the upside down triangle like? It's almost like, can you see this over here? They have, like, it's like a pyramid almost. And it might even have darkness, like really on one side or something like that. Right? Doesn't it look nice? That looks nice, right? A sort of weird little strange marking. I don't know, I'll add another one over here and make it. Ooh, this is that reddish tone I was telling you about. Oh, look, I did another one down there. That's kind of cool. All right. It's a bit too red, but that's okay. My dog is getting impatient. Add something to this, yeah, to these ones in the background. I don't know why I'm whispering. Oh, that means she has to go. Okay, I gotta let her up. She's gotta go pee. All right, you wanna go pee? Come on. Okay, go. Nugget, go pee. Go outside. All right, well, I'm leaving the door open, so you can decide what you want to do. All right, let's put this thing. Oh yeah, I'm not finished. I think these trees need some love, don't they? Right. Maybe I'll make another one of those, not quite a triangle. I'll just bring it down like this. That's kind of cool, right? I think it'd be good to just add the black. It needs a dark. I noticed that birch trees really do have dark spots, right? Maybe I'll go in here and just try to hide some of these trees. I mean, some of these main branches with some darkness. Just why not? Make the Well, I don't know if I'm getting closer to getting done. I think so. I think I can feel it because I kind of want to move on to the next one. Oh, sorry, I was painting above where you can see. Shit. Not very good with this camera work. Nugget, go outside. The door's open. I don't know what you're waiting here for me for. This tree should be a bit darker. Oops, got some blue in there. Okay, maybe I'll, okay, what do I want to do? I think a bit more rich blue for the sky. Maybe that might do something. So I'm going to go over to, that's more like a purple. Let's try this. Let's try this deep blue. Let's just, what would happen if I do this? That's too strong. It needs to be a bit more of an intensity, more of a drop off. Here, let me let's do a stand. Let's stand back and observe the painting from a distance. What is bugging me? Feels like it needs to be maybe some oranges around here. I don't know. I'm just going over with these blues because unfortunately I made the outlines for the trees are in a blue and they're kind of competing with my sky idea. So maybe I should try mixing them up a bit. It's not bad, not bad. What to do? I like the effect of the birch trees now. They are taking on life. Yeah, I kind of feel it too. There's something. Maybe it requires a couple more of these leaves down below. These are all these floating leaves, which looks a little strange. I'm gonna step back. Yeah, I think I might just let it happen. I think I might just let this one be. Because I have another one I want to get to. The nice thing about this is I could just put it away for a while. I don't have to call it finished. I'll show you what I mean is, this is the number 3 painting. And thing about this one is, it looks like a super forest fire, doesn't it? And it's real simple. I started doing that one and this one, and I forgot to put the foliage on it. Then when I realized I forgot to put the foliage on it, it just looked, I just sort of said, well, it still looks pretty cool by itself. But here's what I want to do. I want to make the series of these Birches with Orange have a uniformity to them. I want them to be actual birches. I mean, I think a forest fire is a totally cool idea. But I think I'm going to leave this one for now. Again, I can't say if it's finished or not, but there it is. And I'm going to clean up, and I'm pretty much ready to continue to work on that other one. So maybe give me like 10-15 minutes to wash up, get my brushes ready and everything, and then I'll work on Birches with Orange number 3. In the meantime, I'll just give you a quick close-up of what we just did, so you can see the sky coming through. And I tried hiding the other trees at the top so they weren't competing because they're also white. I added marks to the trees, kind of like, where's that one I like? Yeah, I like that one. I think it's kind of cool. Has more of a birch bark kind of vibe to it. Yeah, so there you go. I will do some more painting in a few minutes. See ya.